chocolate factory.
This year's prom is going to be held at Wave Street Studios on April 11th from 8 to 12. Please come in formal attire, however you do not have to dress to the theme.
We're going to start selling tickets next Monday. Singles tickets are $35, couples tickets are $60. We won't be selling couples tickets at the door though, so make sure you get those early. Also, you don't have to present the ticket at the door, that's fine. But seniors, one of you has a free couples ticket. It's on the inside, on the golden foil, so as soon as you find out who you are, please tell us. Jackie got it.
All right, just one quick announcement. Today after school, there's going to be a kind of like admitted students event. So if you could please just make the quad and pretty much the whole campus just look as beautiful as we want to show any of the new students. So please like pick up your stuff, pick up your trash, anything like that.
And yeah, if you're in Shield,
No.
and if you're going to the event, if you're free to set up or the time it starts, try and help set up if you can. That'd be awesome.
And unfortunately, we're probably going to have to postpone or push back the talent show. So far, we have a whopping 0 acts. We're probably going to be pushing it back a little while. So if you have an idea for an act for the talent show, please come and find Umar or myself so we know we have some acts for the talent show. Please. You're talented. Come on, York.
Yes, some spirit.
Oh, we also have 2 sophomore speeches today, so please try and keep your announcements short, please.
All right, wait, to the point. Over break, there was the Monterey County Science Fair, and as always, York had some awesome scientists representing us, and these were the results. In first place in the category of Applied Mechanics and Structures, Finn Berry and Kyle Worcester-Moore. In first place in Electronic and Electromagnetics, Nick Batterman. In second place in Environmental Science, Megan Tang. Pharmacology and Toxicology, second place, Leica Devori. Plant Biology, always a competitive category. In third place, Amy Cho. And our junior winner in the category of Product Science, Biological, second place, Hadley Sprague. All of the first place winners, Kyle, Finn, and Nick, will go on, represent York as well as Monterey County at the California State Science Fair. Congratulations.
So, very quickly, thanks to all who submitted plays for the One Act Play Festival. I have a wealth to choose from. The auditions take place next Monday at 2:45. Whether you've ever been in a play or not, if you want to take a chance, rehearsals are only for a month. I've got that posted already, and I would like to see those who signed up to be directors immediately after this outside. Thank you.
3 quick things. Number 1, nominations for next year's Executive Student Council elections open today. Before you can start petitioning to run for Student Council, you need to talk to me. So anybody who is interested in becoming like these fine young gentlemen next year, you need to talk to me. There are a variety of positions, but before you can do anything, you have to talk to me first. Number 2, Algebra 2 Mathletics. We are going to have a brief 5-minute meeting tomorrow at lunch in Ms. Traxel's room, room 22. So please come at 11:30 for a 5-minute meeting. Anybody who's interested in doing mathletics and is currently enrolled in Algebra 2. My last thing is, please, everybody take your chocolate bars, put them under your seats or on the floor or something to give attention to the sophomore speeches, because all I can hear is it's kind of driving me crazy. Put your chocolate bars down.
one should always try to appreciate the things in life that one may take for granted. I learned this lesson in May of 2009, when I had a bit of a medical issue. One night, I awoke at 2 a.m. with a sharp pain in my lower abdomen. My parents immediately rushed me to the emergency room, where I was given an IV to help stop the pain. I slept the remainder of that night in the hospital. In the morning, the doctor took a CAT scan on me to try to figure out what the issue was. When the results came back, I learned that I had a tumor. The medical staff ran a series of tests on me, one of which was a blood sugar test, and they noticed that my blood sugar was a bit above the normal level. They shrugged it off, as they thought it might have just been related to my stress, or possibly even my new tumor. The next day, my parents drove me up to the Stanford Medical Clinic, where I was to have surgery. 3 unbearable days passed before the operation. When it finally came time for surgery, I was terrified. I had tears streaming down my face, and I absolutely did not want to do it. The nurses carted me down to the operation room, where the anesthesiologist strapped a mask over my face. He said with a smile, "Now, I want you to count down from 100 for me. Can you do that?" So, I started counting. 100, 99, 98, and I was out. When I awoke, I was in the intensive care unit. That was by far the worst part of it all. With no food or water for 24 hours, I passed in and out of consciousness every few minutes. When I finally came to, my parents were sitting beside me, smiling. They told me that my tumor was benign. I was beyond relieved. I spent the next few days in the hospital, recovering. 2 days after the surgery, however, I was given some bad news. The blood results from the operation had come back, and I was told that my blood sugars were even higher than they were before, and that I had type 1 diabetes. I spent the entire next week learning everything about how to manage my diabetes. I learned that I would have to prick my finger 10 times a day and give myself a shot whenever I wanted to eat. It has been almost 6 years since then. Living with diabetes hasn't always been easy, but from it I've learned a very valuable lesson. I have learned to stop taking things for granted. Before my diagnosis, I didn't have to think twice about my day-to-day life, but suddenly I had to be able to manage just about every aspect of it. But beyond just what happened to me, I realized that the exact same thing could happen to just about anyone. And in that moment, I realized that I would need to make an active effort to let the people around me know just how much I cared about them. My surgery and diagnosis of diabetes haven't been so much of a detriment to my character, but rather have taught me how to appreciate the people and things in my life that can be changed or gone in an instant.
Sentences almost as much as I hate public speaking. As most of you have realized, this dislike for speeches and being in 10th grade is a horrible combination. Public speaking doesn't come as easily to me like it does to both my siblings and my parents. My younger sister Sophia is loud and talkative, so reciting a speech is nothing to her. My brother Sam, who most of you know, has been an extraordinary speaker ever since I can remember. When people his age were learning to walk, he was putting full sentences together. My mom is a therapist. Most people think of them as just listeners, but she is also paid to give lectures at seminars and trainings for other therapists. My dad, once a shy man who would never dream of speaking in front of others, is now the head of the Carmel Youth Center, where he has to speak at many events in front of many different people. My friends and family members are often confused by my hatred for public speaking. They'll say things like, "But Emma, you're on stage nearly every month. It's just like singing," which I'll admit is kind of true. Singing and public speaking have a lot in common, the main thing being I despise both of them. Don't get me wrong, I love music and writing songs and recording them, but as soon as I have to perform, I forget all of the passion that I have and replace it with the anxiety and anticipation of being in front of actual people. Last year in English, all of the freshman students had to recite a poem or a speech in front of the class. I had practiced every single night from the moment I figured out what I was going to do. When the day finally arrived, I couldn't have been more prepared. I was confident that I was able to speak for 2 minutes in front of 15 people. As soon as I was up next, however, all of that was stripped away, and I was left nothing but fear. There's an idiom that goes, I have butterflies in my stomach. But for me, it was more like 1,000 bees trying to sting their way out of me. It's like it has always been, and like it is right now. My unstable legs staggered to the front of the classroom. I tucked my hands behind my back so my fidgety fingers wouldn't be a distraction. I began my speech unsure and shaky with glassy eyes. In the middle of my speech, my eyes started to water, and by the time I was done, I was sobbing on the way to my seat. Most people who witnessed this thought that I was crying because of the content of my speech, but no, that was just my nerves. I bet most of you are looking for that ending with a moral where I say something like, in the end, I'm glad I did the speech, or I learned that speeches are important because blah, blah, blah. But I'm not happy about the speech, and I didn't learn their importance. The only thing that I did learn is that in life you're going to have to do things that you don't want to do. You can't back out of your responsibilities despite the fact that fear will try to impede your success. But I guess I can live with that.
There's a couple, please bear with us. So 1, yearbook members, please get your assignments done by this Friday. 2, this Friday is gonna be a work day, so we'll be here until 7 again. There'll be snacks, so you guys don't need to worry about that stuff, so we'll be here working. And then 4, seniors, pages as soon as possible, or else freshman pictures like Umar's right there.
Also, this C-Day Thursday, all student council pictures will be taken at lunch, during and after the meeting. And yearbook, we're taking our group photo tomorrow at lunch.
Meet at the Commons. Thanks.
10 seconds. Okay, go.
JSA, Spring State, checks made out to York School, $165. We need them by tomorrow.
Also, I have this huge stack of permission slips. I don't want to have them by the end of the day, so if you're at all interested in going, I need these back by tomorrow, but please take them today.
Okay. Also for different announcement. JSA is doing a campaign this year called Fight Apathy in order to encourage discussion about issues people care about. So for this, at lunch tomorrow in the quad, we're going to be handing out stickers that say, I believe in, and there's a space for you to write about an issue you care deeply about, like I believe in equal rights, I believe in fighting child labor. It's going to be really cool, so please come and participate.
It is an A-Day tomorrow, which means CHS at lunch.
Today.
It is today. Crap. It's an A-Day today, which means CHS in the underworld at lunch.
If you plan on running for office this year, you must be there today in order to announce your candidacy.
We look forward to seeing y'all there.
Hey Thespians, we leave this week on Thursday for the California State Thespian Conference. If you are going on that trip, there's a mandatory meeting today at lunch in Mr. Daniel's room. You should all be there. Well, if you're going. If you're not going, you don't have to come.
Okay, so really quickly, there were like 40 York students that went to the Italy-Greece trip. We all got to see Miss Reese go like this a bunch, Mr. Hunt go like this a bunch, but we all had a fantastic time, and we just really want to say thank you to Mr. Harmon for allowing so many students to go.
So we have a little gift for your office. It's from Athens, so we just felt really lucky to be able to go, so thank you.
Thank you. And there will be an executive student council meeting today, and then go to class.